Straight ahead at 9, after the storm, tornadoes barreled through Mississippi and Alabama Thursday. A look at some of the damage.
The news at 9 on North Mississippi CW4 starts now.
Thanks for joining us at 9. I'm Scott Martin. Harvey packed his punch across Mississippi today. Around 1:30, a tornado struck Itawamba County. Homes and businesses severely damaged. Power lines snapped. Harvey didn't leave without leaving a bruise. Our Quentin Smith speaks with one man who says he's just thankful to be alive.
Pieces of a roof hanging from a wire, toppled trees, and scattered debris are all damages that were left behind as a devastating tornado ripped through the Kirkville community.
When we first saw it, I mean, it took a few minutes to really register what we had just lived through and what happened, but it's been very emotional.
That's how Corey Lindsay is feeling after Thursday's strong winds damaged his community and destroyed his business.
You know, everything we worked for 7 years was gone in about 30 seconds.
Lindsay says there were 7 people inside the shop getting ready to leave and go home right as the tornado was about to touch down.
We was all trying to get everything gathered up to get out, and I just happened to walk outside and look back behind the shop, and the tornado was right there. I saw it coming.
He quickly ran back inside and told everyone to take cover.
I had my 7-month-old daughter, and we had a 6-year-old little girl in there with us too, my stepdaughter Juliet, and it was my main concern was their safety.
We came in here in this bathroom, and this is where I came in here with my 2 daughters, and I had a hold of them, and my little 7-month-year-old was crying, and then Corey and his mama and his other 2 employees, we all came in here in this bathroom and shut the door, and within just a few seconds we heard all the rumbling and all the noise of the tornado, and we come out to this.
But even though the storm came and destroyed everything in its path, there were no injuries reported. And for Lindsay, that's enough to be thankful for.
Everything that you see here can be replaced. You can't replace people.
Lindsay says even though the storm damaged his business, he has plans to rebuild his shop as soon as he can. Alabama also hit hard by powerful storms. 4 people were trapped inside a home after a tornado ripped through Reform. This is video just off of 6th Street South. You can see as neighbors begin helping each other cleaning up what's left of area homes. The 4 people injured were taken to an area hospital. They suffered non-life-threatening injuries and are expected to be okay. More damage in other parts of Reform. Several homes damaged, trees down, and debris scattered throughout the area. Pickens County EMA Director Ken Gibson says 1 house and a mobile home was destroyed on 9th Avenue North. A home on Highway 17 North experienced significant damage. The roof of the home was partially torn off and the barn was destroyed. Angie McDaniel says Thursday is one she won't forget.
And we could see it and we could hear it. It was roaring, but it was from a distance from us, because we live up, like 3 miles from here, and you could see it. You could see it as it was traveling.
People say they were shaken up by the storm, but just thankful to be alive. Just west of Fayette, Alabama, more tornado damage. WCBI meteorologist Jacob Dickey arrived on scene after it went through. You can see crews trying to clear trees and power lines from the roadway. Alabama Highway 17 between Reform and Fayette, and Alabama Highway 96 near Fayette Country Club were closed for a few hours. They've since been reopened. Residents say they heard the storm and described it as sounding like a freight train passing by. And we're going to turn it over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson to get a first look at our forecast tonight. Keith, a little bit quieter right now.
Yeah, right now fairly quiet, but speaking of Pickens County and the storm that rolled up into Fayette County, you can see that tornado right there. Pretty big tornado for this time of year, and really we don't expect large tornadoes like that with tropical entities, but we did see some of that action out there today. But as you can see right now, all quiet for the most part in our viewing area as far as the storms are concerned. A line of storms now moving through Birmingham, Alabama. That's what we had earlier today. And some residual showers, some heavier showers at times here in far northwestern Mississippi. We do have some lighter showers and some gusty wind here in our area right now. So this is the other side effect of Harvey. We have some sustained wind about 20 miles per hour, looking at some gusts between 30 and 40 miles per hour right now. So that could topple a few tree limbs tonight and some trees during the evening and overnight hours. And it's still going to be breezy tomorrow on Friday, but gradual clearing here. Things are looking pretty nice for our Friday. Great for high school football, actually, Scott, and the holiday weekend. no problems there either. More in just a few minutes.
Columbus police are looking for 3 people who robbed a man inside the Columbus Walmart. Around 9 o'clock Wednesday night, a woman approached the victim in the electronics department. Investigators believe this was a diversion. The victim was approached by a man who asked for money. As the victim reached for his wallet, a second man attacked him. The woman then allegedly picked the wallet up from the floor and took money out of it. The 3 split up, but surveillance video shows them leaving the store together. Police are asking anyone with information on the case, particularly 2 people who may have seen the alleged crime, to call Columbus Police or Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. A string of car burglaries has Columbus police searching for who's responsible. Police say early Thursday they responded to 7 calls of car burglaries at 2 different locations. Police say 5 vehicles at Candlewood Apartments and 2 at Embassy Court Apartments had either busted windows or were forced open that items were stolen out of. Well, if you know anything, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. Oktibbeha County Sheriff's deputies make an arrest in a shooting that left 1 man injured. Investigators arrested Jerry Lee O'Brien today on 2 counts of aggravated assault and 1 count of possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. The charges stem from a shooting on Willie Road last Friday. Investigators believe O'Brien and the victim were involved in an argument when O'Brien allegedly fired 3 or 4 shots. The victim was able to drive himself to the hospital. He was flown to UMMC in Jackson. A child in the car was uninjured. Bond has not yet been set for O'Brien. Now in news that's good for Mississippi, a gift from MSU's football coach and his wife could help establish a facility in West Point and find a permanent home for the Starkville Club. Right now, the club has units in Starkville and Columbus. Club director Nadia Collins says a sizable donation from the Mullen Family 36 Foundation, run by Megan Mullen, could establish a unit in West Point and find a permanent location in Starkville. A new roof was finished just in time at the Lee County Library. Last week, workers began replacing the roof at the Lee County Library there in Tupelo. The old roof had been on the building for nearly 20 years. Leaks were common in some parts of the library, and some of the books were damaged during heavy rains. The directors of the Lee County Library say that leaks started out small but quickly multiplied, leading to the roof replacement.
For a couple years, we just had, started off as, oh, well, this is kind of slightly inconvenient, to now it's getting to be, more troublesome and more severe. So, now that we've had the roof replaced, we're very happy about that, and look forward to many years of dry conditions inside the library.
It cost $75,000 to have that roof replaced. A wild rescue still ahead. A pair of hippos take on a crocodile. Jeremy Roth has details in tonight's Take a Look at This. Plus, college football is here, but you may notice something different while tailgating at Mississippi State. And Keith will have your full forecast when the News at 9 returns.